So I was unwinding after yesterday's stream, and on my Discord, which you can find in the description down below, they linked me to this Reddit thread. And basically, what it is it's a video by Nietono. And if you don't know Nietono, he's like a long time Smash veteran, a very good player. And he posted a video called the Smash Player Rating Check, where you have two matches of Zero versus Fox, and one of the matches is between two top players, and the other one is between two like high-level players, right? So the way that this thread describes it is two players who made top 96 at Umabura, but couldn't really be considered top players. So then he made a poll for people to vote if match A or match B was between the top players. So you cannot discern. And as you can see, match B won, right? And the implication here is that you can only be a really good Smash player if you're able to get which match is between top players. So yesterday I was laying in bed, I was relaxing after the tiresome stream. I was looking at this and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna try this out. So I watched like 30 seconds of the first game and about 30 seconds of the second game. And my thought is that match A is between the top players. So that's what I think. I think match A is between the top players. But I've only watched 30 seconds and I never really substantiated those claims. So what we're gonna do today is, first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys 30 seconds of each match, which is the same as what I saw. And then we're going to do a prediction and see what you guys think. We can discuss a little bit about what we saw in those 30 seconds. And then I will tell you why I think the player A match is a top level player match and why I think the player B match is a high level player match. And then afterwards, we'll do an analysis of the entire of both of the entire VODs. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be starting off with like 30 seconds of each game. So match A. Again, both of these VODs are Fox versus Zero, and you don't see the tags at all. So let's see. I can up the audio a little bit. And yeah, so guys, enjoy the first 30 seconds of match A. Thanks for following up, Link. We're watching the first match of the Nietono challenge. So that's about 30 seconds, right? Lots of interesting stuff, and I think there's a few key moments in which I kind of figured, like, okay, so to me that really shows that it is to me a top level player match. But remember, most people thought that it was, we have to watch an advertisement here. Yep, there you go. So remember, most people thought it was match B.
Meet Grammarly.
We support the creators, we support the creators. So let's watch 30 seconds of match B. Ouch. This is where I stopped watching. So yeah, I think it makes sense that people would say it's B. And as you can see, 70% voted for B. And some of the reasons cited for voting for match B is that players in match A were doing too many unnecessary movements. Players in match B were reading each other more, and the players in match B had better combos. And the Fox seemed to play like Man, who's a really good Fox. But the reason why people vote match A is that the players seem to move faster, and I don't think professional will use dash attack. Therefore, A. I don't know. I don't know what that means. My personal opinion is that professional players don't use dash attack at all. Just so you know. And my fingers lift. So a lot of people that voted for A didn't even intend to vote for A. So I think a lot of the people really think it's match B. And I might be wrong here. Like, honestly, I don't know the result yet. So I didn't look up the result beforehand. I just looked at 30 seconds of each video. I think it's match A. And I think there's some interesting small bits. Match A didn't rely on the optimal options as much. That's very true. That's very true. It might be B. I mean, if you were to believe the general population, it's probably B. What's up, Match Right? So there was a few key moments where I think match A looks to be more of a top layer match. So I think this is one of them, is that the Zero Suit actually reshields. And reshielding is something that you don't really see at the high level, because reshielding isn't really useful at the high level. So that is kind of like an indication. Like, look at this pressure here. We got the shield drop into reshield. So the reshield here is basically already a tell, in my opinion, that the Zero Suit is... he's reacting to what the opponent does. So what they did is... What the Zero Suit player did is they dropped their shield, and then they reacted to the situation at hand, and then they put up their shield again. So to me, that is very high level. Right? And then this is another interaction, where, look at this. The way the Zero Suit especially plays around the burst range here, where they dash back, and then they see the dash follow, and they jump away. So they don't just dash back and go from there. They actually dash back and they're still reacting. So what this all tells to me is that the Zero Suit is very much a reaction-based player. And not just a reaction-based player, but one that controls the reaction-type playstyle very well. So we get this, and then we get the drop jump from ledge, which is also relatively high level, but I mean, that doesn't say a lot. The grab. Also very unique for a Zero Suit player. And look at this. I think this is another one of those things is where... What's up, Wizzy? So, we got the lag here, and knowing that the Fox was very aggressive the entire time, Zero Suit immediately, instead of trying to pressure it, they back up after approaching to kind of see how the Fox reacts. So this Fox has been taking the initiative time and time again, and now Zero Suit is covering for that fact. But the Fox doesn't aggress further. And here, in this movement... we see the same thing that we were just talking about. So we see... What's up, Dark Trickster? What's up, Wizzy? So we see this. We see the Fox advancing, right? And the Zero Suit retreating. Fox shields. And then, seeing the retreat, immediately jumps out of shield. The Zero Suit reacts to the shield and starts pressure. Then they react to the jump and fast fall empty. Fox retreating out of his shield. Retreats further. And look at this. Again, the dash forward. Again, Zero Suit reacting to the dash with a jump. But this time, instead of dash attacking, the Fox uses that time to set up a nair. And it all results in this hit. This type of movement, this type of bait and punish, is not something that you see at the high level. It's something that is important at the top level. And that is why, that's like one of the main reasons why I think this match A is the top level player match. I think that movement was very telling. And then there's like the empty hop grab. What's up, guys? Like, again, something that you don't really see Zero Suit do. And if you are to rewind this just a little bit, you can actually see that in this type of situation, like Zero Suit could just nair here, and he would have hit the nair on the Fox. But the reason they don't nair is because the Zero Suit is so reaction focused, and a nair, like, it's relatively slow. So it's gonna limit their options. So what I see in this first match is that the Zero Suit is very, very good at committing at the right moments and adapting their movement to what the opponent is doing and really keeping their options open in ways that normal players won't, because they will commit at times. The Fox, on the other hand, he starts by taking the initiative, very, very strong, and then observes the way that the opponent counterplays his initiative and then actually adjusts his options based on what he sees. And I think that is also a very high level thing. Right, so again we see the drop jump aerial from the Zero Suit. This is another thing, right? So we see Zero Suit returning to the stage. They get center. Excuse me. And then Fox, first thing he does is he tries to return to the center stage. And he doesn't even dash attack to center, he just runs up and shields. So what we see there as well is like there's a focus not on hitting the opponent, it's on the focus is on creating a good situation. And I think that is really like the core of what we're looking at here, is that the focus for both these players is not necessarily hitting the opponent, it's figuring out the opponents and creating situations in which they are strong. So yeah. That's about 30 seconds. So that's what I got out of the 30 seconds. And I think the whole movement was like the most telling thing to me. So now we got match B. And match B is a little bit harder to judge because I feel like... so in my opinion, from what I saw in match B, is that a lot of the players kind of get stuck in autopilots at times. Whereas you saw like both the Zero Suit and the Fox player in the first game, they would try to commit to something like a dash. And then it looked like they were going to commit to that action. And then they instead kept their options open. And that doesn't really happen in this game. So let's take a quick look. So again, we see the aggression. And this time we see the Zero Suit like covering the landing immediately. So what the other Zero Suit would have done here probably is like retreat. And then cover like the landing space with like a grab or even reacting. You know, trying to jump over the Fox. Stuff like that. And I think, like, a down tilt like this, it's not a bad move, but it's committing to something without information, right? So the Fox instead empty hops and gets pressure because of it. So again, the Zero Suit, you know, he's really trying to, like, hit the Fox. So this is something that he's trying to hit the Fox. Fox has Width Punish, into the jab. Up to the platform again, Zero Suit aggressing. And look at this, like I think this is the moment where I was like, okay, these are probably high level players. And that is this neutral air here, which again, like if Fox had aggressed here, the neutral air would not have worked. So instead of just keeping their options open, the Zero Suit throws at the neutral air anyway because like he's landing, might as well neutral air. He's done it like thrice in a row now. And only then does he react in up smash instead. So it's very much like coverage-based playstyle, and coverage-based playstyle is often very much high level. Like a really strong coverage playstyle is very much high level, whereas a really strong open-ended playstyle, where it's more reactive and keeping your actions open, that's more of a top-level playstyle. Yep. So again, look at that. Preemptive coverage on the jump, right? I mean, it would have, but the Nair feels like an autopilot move and not a conscious selection. That's what I'm thinking. And yeah, the up smash might have been autopilot afterwards, but I actually think the up smash was reaction. So this up smash again, very much reaction, or very much coverage, I'm sorry. And then the Fox is the same, right? So they go for like a full hop landing with the Nair and then into the up tilt. And then they die. So that is basically, that is my impressions based on 30 seconds of gameplay. And what I would like to do now is to go back to the Reddit thread, if we can find the history. And we can actually figure out which match was the top player match. So let's see. Where can I fulfill the predictions, actually? Let's see. Oh, yep, I got it. Okay, so... let's see. So, here we go. Top players who voted for B. So this is the reasoning of some top players. And I didn't scroll down because I didn't want to see too much. So Abadango thought it was B. He said, I don't think anyone who chose match A has studied Smash Bros. Seriously. So I think it's better to subscribe to my channel and study or quit Smash Bros. Okay. Zachary voted for B. And he said, I bet 10,000 Perica, currency in a Kaiji, on B. Raito said, I'm really impressed when I see the beauty of B's Fox. If I'm wrong, you can bury me under a tree. Kameme said, anyone can understand by looking at the Cabo selection. Okay. Kome said, while watching match B, I felt a more conscious risk-reward management. It's definitely B. And Kat said, I think it's B. How about this? Only the players in match B will be invited to EPI 2. And then Shogun made a whole video about it, which is what I'm doing right now. Interesting. So, we actually have two players who voted for A. Kuro said, judging by A's skill at grabbing, it's clearly Shiki. But B doesn't miss any shield cancel. B plays a lot like me, but I can tell the details are not like me. So it seems to be someone who is a Kuro believer. Tsu said it's A. Since Zerasu's up B ladder is a violation of the SP peace treaty, it is mandatory to ban it at official tournaments. So it turns out match A was between Shiki and Pissariumon, whereas match B was between Nanchan and Yakara. So Shiki and Pissariumon are top level players. So match A was the match between top level players. Here's the reaction. Zachary, Yakara-san's been practicing. Abadango, it's not us who should be disappointed. The ones who should be disappointed are Shiki and Pissariumon, who 70% of people didn't think were top players. Shogun said, I won't dwell on the results of the past. True top players are always looking towards the future. Today's not the end, it's just the beginning of a new year. Kat said, API to Pissariumon out, Yakara in. And Pissariumon said, this was supposed to be a rating check, but in the end, I am the saddest. Amadago is savage, dude. Holy moly. I'm a savage. Jesus, I thought he just like ... What did he say exactly? Yachata! I don't know what it says. That is poor Pissariumon Ishiki. But hey, so I was sweating when I was reading this because I didn't actually see this before. So Abadango, Zachary, Raito, Kamebe, Komi, and Kept thought it was B. But Kura and Tsu were right. And I was right, and you guys were right. The chat was right. We got 15.6k channel points as a reward. Yeah. So, let's actually analyze the entire games. Because I think there's probably some other tells that kind of show that this is the top level VOD. Kuro is a smart player for sure. And I mean, the grabbing, I think Kuro was right in that he said the grabbing that the Zerasu was doing is very Shiki-esque, which is true. Shiki was playing off, he missed their grab at the ledge, he did too many full hops and let Pissariumon react. The odds were so bad that my hold-in didn't mean anything. Hey man, I appreciate the gusto. Why do you think the other Japanese top players weren't able to make the same conclusions that you did? I don't know actually. Let's watch the rest of the VOD and figure it out. So we were at like the halfway point, and Fox returned to the center. Let's just see. I explained my thought process. I think this is also very like I wouldn't see a lower level player keep dashing forward like this. And I think like generally the movement really shows yeah, they made their choice on the entire VOD. I think this type of movement really shows that they're not just playing their character, they're playing the player and they're trying to like mind game the opponent. Nice, get the drop into the jab. Oof, okay. Pissariumon's pressure is kind of great. Actually, it's really good. Oh, that's a shame. Okay, so I can see why you think he might be a mid-level player after he makes a mistake like that. But to be fair, like this is pretty damn close. Like, look at this. The up smash is almost hitting the hand, right? The 42k channel points. Like, look at this. This is the up smash, and this is her hand. So I don't actually think this is that big of a mistake, personally. It was just a little bit too confident, and then he died at 69. Back throw, side B. Ooh, okay. Okay, interesting. Again, don't see ledge hangs that stay on too long in high-level play too often. He did not choose for the noob with the Zerasu back throw. He probably didn't mean to release the flip kick, but I'm not sure. Forward air. It's definitely, like, I'll say this, it's definitely getting sloppy. I don't think there's multiple VODs. It's definitely getting a little bit more sloppier the longer the game goes. But I think if we look at the ideas that the players have, it's still very strong. Okay, he was looking for a back air and the grab. That's so ski, like, honestly. And the run of back air. He tried to parry. So Passerimon is trying to parry a lot. I don't know if this is Wi-Fi or not, actually. That can really change the perception of the game for sure. Nice juggle. Again, so much reactionary play, and then get the punish, no kill. And a dash out of the corner, yep. No respect for his opponent. I think that is a little bit worrying, though. What I will say is that I think Shiki waits too much and definitely gives Passerimon a lot of room to aggress on the opponents. And I think if I watched more of this VOD, I would have been more confused because, like, again, I think a lot of the things that these players are doing, like, they have the right idea. It's just that often the execution is kind of bad, or it's not at the right moment. Like, we see Ski, like, dashing out of the corner when Fox still has pressure to rely on. Passerimon trying to end it all there. And there's an air to F smash. Well, makes sense. Okay. Let's skip to match B, see what happens after the ladder. Okay. Side B, definitely not a move you see a lot at like high level Zero Suit play. Or like top level Zero Suit play, except for on the ledge. Nice conversion, nice trap. This Fox is pressuring very well though, but it's very preemptive. See, it's very preemptive. And I felt like Passerimon was trying to make callouts more, so than this Fox who was trying to make coverage happen a lot more. What if Nietono called this the challenge, but it was really trying to make Shiki and Passerimon look bad? Let's not actually talk about that. Combo break. Yep, so that up tilt again, very autopilot on the Fox's end. That grab, very preemptive. Yeah, I think I'm going to stay with what I said, and I'm going to say, like, the reason why this looks more like high-level play and top-level play is that both these players are entirely relying on preemption and not on reaction, and, like, specifically keeping the options open and adjusting based on how the player is counteracting their stronger tools. Like this Zero Suit, like this whiffed forward air, like it's not a bad forward air, but he shields because he's scared of the punish, and then that is why he gets punished, right? So at the end of the day, I think those type of moves, there's something that like a top level player in tournament will not often do, because like why would you preemptively do something unless you're someone like Mars, in which case I would be super confused about these VODs. But I know, like, these are Japanese players, and generally their playstyle is pretty optimal, quote-unquote optimal. So they're not, like, a top-level Zero Suit will not quickly, a top-level Japanese Zero Suit will not quickly make hard callouts like that, like Mars does. Okay, got the tech chase. I don't know if they're online or offline, actually. If they're online, it explains a lot about match number 1. But I think, regardless of if they're online or offline, they actually show a lot of what the players want to do. And here we see the reshield again, but I actually think it's a little bit different this time because I think he was trying to parry and he realized the parry failed and he just reshielded because of it. Good reactions though. Yeah, pro was a little bit weird. Definitely want to keep that unstilled. Yeah. Yep, narrowed up smash. Good combos. Almost try to get the same trap. So, generally, what I would recommend, guys, is if you air dodge after this up air, or I would recommend taking this up air, and then, because the up air doesn't have enough hit stun to really, lead into anything big, and this back air is going to do a lot more damage, and if you land in front of her, she can often get, like, a landing forward air 1 into a combo as well. High interception. Ooh. Jump from the ledge. See, so this is another thing, is that when you see jump from the ledge from a lot of like lower level players, a lot of it is like trying to intercept the opponent. So Zair from ledge, forward air from ledge, stuff like that. But Shki, he was trying to do like landing there from ledge, which not a lot of people do. Like that, exactly like that. That was good. That was really good. Oof. And there's the up smash. Okay. Yep, definitely understand why people would pick match A. Or match B, but I think it's match A. And yeah, I think that's gonna be all for as far as this challenge goes. I know that I won the challenge, even though I'm in the minority, like the 30% of people who got it right, and the other 70%, including like Abadango, Kome, Zachary, ain't shit, dude, ain't shit. Am I a top layer for my refueling? I think it is one of the more high level things that you do, honestly. How do you think a playstyle forms within a region? Because I don't really see too many mid or even high level players seriously studying. Does it come from adapting to the style of the people that destroy them in bracket? Yeah, so I think oftentimes the top level player define the region. So if you look at the Netherlands, like one thing that the Netherlands really values highly is ledge trapping. And why is that? That's because Mr. R is good at ledge trapping. Something that the Netherlands is really good at is methodical play. And if we look at like our top level players, like I studying, like me, for example, like Meru, they're all like methodical players. And you don't see a lot of like all-out aggression in the Netherlands because it's kind of like the exception to the rule, right? And yeah, that is all kind of defined by who your top level player is. So yeah, pretty interesting challenge. I wish there was more like this.